Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today we have a special edition reading dedicated to the full moon in Aquarius, the super moon, if I may say so. It's going to be occurring on Thursday at about 3:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in Europe, most likely for you it's already going to be Friday, right? So that's going to be either the 11th or the 12th of August, depending on where you are, and you can of course check the timing for your local time zone. But regardless of that, it's going to be a pretty important supermoon in Aquarius. I mean, all full moons are important. Supermoons even more so, because of course everything is emphasized, and hence the impact of this lunation event is emphasized for us. Not just for Twin Flames, of course, for everyone, but for Twin Flames specifically, as we are more tuned in into this finer energies, as we do more conscious work around healing, around inner child work, getting ourselves into more place of more love and acceptance. And of course this really accelerates this work, and if you use it correctly, it can definitely help you move along your journey faster, get to your goals, get new revelations of how to get to your goals, what you're looking for, right? If you have some blind spots, some missing pieces of the puzzle, it really can help you put those back into perspective. So it's best to know what's coming up, right? To put more awareness into it, I would say. And I have spoken a lot about full moons in general, so you can find any of the previous readings and you will get some more insight into like the rituals that you can do and how you can use it. Mostly the full moons are about release and healing, right? It's the end of the cycle, so it's about understanding what kind of cycles are you ending, right? Or what would you like to end and leave behind? What would you like to heal? What would you like to forgive, right? To kind of release that burden. And like in the 10 of Wands kind of energy, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, leave it behind. Almost like shed that skin, right? And start anew afterwards. Okay, so today the reading, we're still talking about divine feminine, divine masculine, of course. Since this is supermoon in Aquarius, as you know, Aquarius is a sign of humanitarian, somebody who is thinking globally and helping others thrive in this global community, right? It's about that global thinking. So the first question I'm gonna ask, and I'm gonna use my Keepers of the Light deck for that, is how can each of the twins, or what steps should they take, what should they focus on to be that guiding light, to be able to help people thrive and to to think on the global level and to be able to bring the change on the global level. Another point I wanted to make, that of course this, because it's Aquarius, it's the element of air, so it's about our thought process, about our words as well. And that's why it's important, whatever ritual you're following, whatever you're doing, it's kind of important to, or like meditation you're doing, to kind of bring it then into specifics, right? To anchor whatever your intention is, whatever you are doing energetically, then anchor it in words. It can be written down, it can be pronounced, but it's important that it's in that conscious realm of thoughts and words. Then it's really gonna have an impact. It's really gonna stay with you, right? And help you on your way, on your journey. So that would be the first question of what each of the twins should focus on or do at this time to be of service to a global community, right? To the global collective, to be able to change the world, basically. And then we'll dive into tarot to see what the energies are for each of the twins, and also we'll ask a question of how the counterpart is impacting this journey for the twin. I also have my angel therapy cards here, so we'll get some guidance from the angels at the end. And I do have another oracle deck, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna be using it for, but we'll see. Okay, let's get started. So yeah, I'm gonna shuffle some more. Yeah, as usual, remember that this is a general read, so take only what resonates for you specifically. If you have any specific questions maybe from your own journey, it's a good thing. Again, since we are in, this moon is in Aquarius energy, it's good to think about it, to realize it for yourself. What is it really you're looking for, right? And there's a good chance that then this reading will have that response for you. And first of all, we have a card for divine feminines of what they should be focusing on during this time to make a global impact. Charity. I mean, you just can't make it up. I mean, charity is the name, of course, but you know. Prayer and contemplation. And you see contemplation. You don't see a lot of emphasis on contemplation and thinking, right? I mean, obviously that's what happens naturally, but usually the spiritual person is still focused on meditation, prayer, on that energetic work, right? Cleansing chakras. Here we can see contemplation, big part of it. That's your air energy. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Beautiful. What would you like to ask for the global community, divine feminine? What kind of change would you like to create? The most important step right now is to contemplate about it and ask. Okay, what do we have for divine masculine? Isis, magic manifesting. Also beautiful energy. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. So this is connecting to the dreamland, to the meditation prayer field, and then again, anchoring that into your actual intention, right? In the physical. Stay focused. So it's not like, you know, I had a dream about this wonderful thing that can happen, or from time to time I get these ideas and then they fade away and you leave them be. No, at the very least, put it in a diary, keep it recorded somewhere. If you can, stay focused so you can actually take it, at least if it's baby steps, you know, one day at a time kind of approach. But it's important to realize at least what kind of activities, what kind of steps from those that you're already taking are contributing to that global idea, to the change that you want to create. Even if it seems supernatural or, you know, very unrealistic at this time, still imagine that you are that, you know, power manifester that can accomplish anything. That's the kind of perspective I'm getting. This is for both of the twins, of course. That's where you should be coming from, that anything is possible, right? And then see how your thoughts, actions are actually aligning with that. Even if it seems like at that rate it's gonna take 1,000 years. Don't worry about that. Just make sure it's aligned. Okay. Diving into tarot, and of course I've got my Dream Keepers deck today. I just love using this deck for lunation stuff. And not just because it's called Dream Keepers, but also because of the artwork in this deck. It's very surreal, and to me it speaks a lot like from that moon energy angle. That's why I love it so much. Okay, so let's see what's happening with the divine feminine energy during this super moon. What do we need to know about divine feminine? 2 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and I have clarifiers, of course. What do we have for divine masculine energy? Three of Pentacles. The other question was so for divine feminines, how do divine masculines impact this experience for you? What is the contribution from divine masculines for divine feminine journey during this time? Sometimes we get caught up in like certain emotions or details, words, conversations that we don't necessarily notice the bigger picture. So this is that perspective for you. Ooh. It's one of the biggest impacts of the moon anyway, because, well, it's the whole idea of this being the brightest time during the night, right? Because when it's full moon, it actually illuminates the earth the most. And especially if you're out in the nature, you would definitely see the difference on a full moon night and, I don't know, first or second quarter night. And yeah, so this is the full moon idea in general, right? And because the moon is kind of, it's not like your usual light, right? It's not a lantern that is like 20 feet away. It's something that's away from the planet. It's like illuminating the whole planet. It's providing that global outlook. So we have the Emperor and Six of Pentacles. I'll speak on that more. And how do feminines impact divine masculine journey at this time? Okay. Page of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, King of Wands in the bottom of the deck. Let's pull some clarifiers. Please clarify Two of Cups, Five of Wands. I like when this happens. It's like you're asking for too much information, Victoria. Yeah, I was just gonna give you the moon. Please clarify Three of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Nice. Please clarify Six of Pentacles and the Emperor. Too many cards. Can I please have one or two? And just as I'm shuffling, I'm diving deeper into the cards themselves. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Yep. Needs to be conscious intention, and notice that both of the cards are about wands, King of Wands and Three of Wands. But yeah, it's important to kind of keep these ideas and thoughts and words grounded, really grounded in the physical. Because, and what I'm getting here is that you will be getting those dreams and visions. Of course, pay special attention to it. But it's important to keep track of it, like keep record of it, not to forget about them, not to get them like flee away and just move on with your day-to-day activity, which could be tempting, right? We have busy lives, we have a lot to take care of, but sometimes it's those subtle signs that will make all the difference. And yeah, as one of your activities, it's important to be grateful and to appreciate how far you've come and how much your guides and divine have helped you on the way and are continuously helping you through those different mediums to give you information, to give you sign, to give you support. Okay, so for divine feminines, we have Two of Cups and Five of Wands, clarified by the moon. Yeah, so this is pretty clear. We have the moon illuminating these various aspects. And to me, this almost like the duality representation, right? Because Two of Cups is about soul connection. It's about the most beautiful tandem of souls, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be about love relationship. I mean, quite obviously with twin flames, it is about your twin flame, but it's, for very few of you, it could even be emphasized through another relationship, through someone else in your life. Because if they are a soulmate, and I mean it in the best possible way, right? If they have come here to help you, to support you with your journey, in some some way, right? They're helping you rekindle your faith, right? Whether they are a romantic partner, they're a friend, a colleague, it could be different kinds of social roles. But if they are helping you reconnect with your own soul and then connect with them on the deeper level, that's doing the job right now. And that to me is very much the opposite of the Five of Wands energy. It's interesting. It's an interesting card here, because you see that it's almost like the mask fall off, or like the true nature comes out, because the part that like used to be the head on this figure, it's laying down here, and this person is kind of igniting this person. That's how I'm reading this. That's the story to me. Somebody started a fire, masks fell off, right? Through that conflict that, it's the conflict card, kind of, right? It's that sort of shadow part of the duality. It's still as important, and a lot of times that's where we see the truth, like it happens in this card. And again, with the moon, we can see how those situations bring out the truth, how they help us see what is really going on, right? So we'll see where we should be grateful for that pure, for that love energy that doesn't have any agenda, that is just there, that is beautiful on its own. And we will see that there is also that where that shadow aspect is in our lives, where that fight is, where that conflict is, and is it impacting our journey in a positive way, and how, right? I almost feel like with the Wands and with the fire here, it's almost like that cleansing energy, and that's actually very important during this full moon, right? This is the cleansing, and the healing is an important part of this process. So this is helping heal and cleanse. That's what I'm getting. Up to you to recognize what it means for your specific situation. For Divine Masculines, we have Three of Pentacles clarified by King of Pentacles. So Divine Masculines understand that there is more than one way to reach their goals in the physical, to get to the success that they want, the abundance that they're looking for. And I mean, of course, it's like Three of Pentacles is about teamwork. And I would say, to me, this card is more even about the creative collaboration. But I would just say that Divine Masculines are in that exploration part, where they're seeing that it's not necessarily like, you should be open-minded of who do you bring in for the collaboration. It doesn't have to be super obvious. It doesn't have to be the same way that others are doing it. And also that it's through, like, when that creative energy starts flowing, and we can see the butterflies, which to me speaks of that flow of energy, then the magic happens. Then the abundance starts coming in, right? The energy is everything. And I mean, of course, some people are very good at combining that, aliveness and that energy with very practical methods, with different marketing strategies, and they're vibing with it. It's not necessarily the same for everyone. I mean, it's not. There will be some people who get this energy flowing simply from their internal creative process, right? And we see that with fine arts especially, right? Whatever it is, it's important that that energy flow is natural and it's authentic, right? That your heart is really in it. no matter what you do, find that place of authenticity. Believe in your product, in whatever you are. And that, again, that's the Aquarius energy. You need to believe in it yourself. You need to want it yourself. What is it that you are producing, that you're sharing with the world? What is the product that, is bringing you success? You need to fall in love with it yourself before it can be helpful to the humanity and to the world. That's the thinking process that the DMs are now in. Okay, how do the twins impact each other during this time? So for Divine Feminine, we have Six of Pentacles and the Emperor. And it's clarified by Page of Wands. So what I'm getting here is Divine Feminine is seeing really what they... how can the equal partnership and equality in the world be combined with lead and follow, with somebody guiding the path, right? To me, these are the blends of energy that Divine Masculines are helping see on that example, right? Like, how can we be equal partners with Divine Masculine, but how do the masculines still kind of drive things from like that masculinity, from that perspective? And it's helping Divine Feminine see where maybe they have been overusing, either overusing their masculine energy and trying to drive things in a more manipulative or like pressuring way. And also they're seeing where they have had false expectations from the equal give and take in relationships. It doesn't have to be just with twin flame, of course. I'm just saying that that's what their dynamic with the DM is helping them see this for their life, in general, because it's just the highlight, right, of the patterns of who we are in general in life, with ourselves and with everybody else. So they're seeing those kind of patterns, and maybe where they had some misconceptions or wrong assumptions that they need to walk away from, that do not produce any results. So yeah, Divine Masculines are helping directly or indirectly walk away from those, I wouldn't say unhealthy patterns, but they're limited patterns, because there is much more to the story. It's one of the big questions, for example, like, what is that equal give and take? What kind of partnership do we expect? That each of the counterparts can still play their role and, feel good about being authentic and being kind of independent from each other, but also doing that supportive role, right? And still being in the feminine and masculine vibration, because that's ultimately important. That's actually important for any relationship, just in general, just, a side note here. And that's why when we are as feminines utilizing our masculine energy with the masculines, it starts getting off balance. Sometimes it's still fine if they are in the feminine energy, right, for a little while, but it's still not our natural vibe. And with time, because our conscious mind still has an expectation, right, it's gonna create that kind of inner conflict with us. And you can notice that the more you kind of speak rashly, the more you're trying to push the masculine, the more they will be like fighting back or wanting to detach, because to them it's unnatural, and they immediately fall into the feminine energy in this case, because you are, expressing yourself in a masculine energy. Then they're getting into the feminine, where they can't really respond even to you, right? Not to mention, it's hard for them to drive the conversation, because they fall into the feminine energy of receptivity, observation, retrospection, right? And they usually, what happens is they escape in that moment. So it's important at least to be more aware of these things for yourself. Finally, we have Page of Cups for the masculines. Clarified, so this is how the feminines impact the masculines. And the clarification is Knight of Swords and Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this actually interesting, yeah, these are interesting combinations, I would say. But to me, when I pulled this card out, the first thing that I saw and heard was the heart awakening. And you can see it's also very green, so to me it speaks to heart chakra. So Divine Feminine is helping DM with heart chakra, with heart awakening at this time, with connection to their ancestry, to their depths, to their soul, to things that are really on those deeper levels. So it's going beyond the physical conversation, it's going beyond the practical value and how do you say it? It's not tit for tat, but it's like without that immediate reward, right? It's not like it's showing Divine Masculines basically how much this is more valuable than the public recognition, the public appreciation, or the exchange of resources in the physical. You know, like paying for something, like them getting paid for something is not the same as them getting this heart awakening, is getting this unconditional love from Divine Feminines. So they're starting to see these patterns, and probably also in the contrast with other people, or, you know, like other dynamics in their life. They can see the difference, because even if these things occur, if there is like here, this card, because it's after tarot, looks more like a confrontation, right? The moment of conflict. Maybe there is a conflict in communication, or there is an inner conflict on how DMs feel towards DFs. You know, how the dynamic is going. Maybe they are, you know, trying to see the practical value in it, and they're telling themselves the story that they're only in this dynamic because of the practical value. But at the end of the day, when they're really staying, like diving deeper into their heart, they're falling asleep, you know, when they let go of those conscious templates of, you know, their monkey mind, then this falls away. And what stays is this heart awakening. This is beautiful. Okay, last but not least, Angel Therapy cards. The card for Divine Feminine, first of all. What is the advice from the angels for Divine Feminine during this full moon in Aquarius? Archangel Michael. Yay! Archangel Michael is the archangel working, or like guiding the Twin Flame Collective. You're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. So Divine Feminines, you can actually direct your prayer, your meditation, your question. Remember, you had at the beginning we had prayer and contemplation card that said connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. And I also like how the colors actually match in these cards. So you can specifically be asking Archangel Michael for that, something that you're praying about and asking for. What about Divine Masculines? What's the advice from the angels? Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are the real answers to your prayers. Beautiful. Actually, it also matches the color of this card. This is crazy. Magic manifestation card we had at the beginning. So this is definitely, you know, this will be the signs, the sounds, the ideas that you will hear that will help you with the manifestation process. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.